Good evening, bookworms, and welcome to the very first Mike's Book Reviews End of Year Awards for the year of 2024. I am your host, Mike. Tonight, we will be looking at 20 categories celebrating the very best of multiple genres in 2024. This is the first of 3 nights, and I want to make sure that you understand these are just books that were read in the year of 2024. Transporting readers to fantastical worlds has been the zeitgeist of our culture for centuries. From Farm Boy Leaves Home to Stranger Comes to Town, the fantasy genre continues to redefine itself every single generation. With that said, let's go ahead and take a look at the best of fantasy in 2024. Best Fantasy Novel. And the nominees are Son of the Black Sword, Larry Correia. The Darkness That Comes Before, R. Scott Baker. Priest of Bones, Peter McLean. Wind and Truth, Brandon Sanderson. Empire of the Damned, Jay Kristoff. And the winner is The Darkness That Comes Before by R. Scott Baker. This is the first win and the first nomination for R. Scott Baker. The Darkness That Comes Before was released in 2003 and was a Locus Awards finalist in 2004. From the earliest of times, humanity has always looked to the stars and wondered what else is out there. Be it to boldly go or just to wonder if we're alone in the universe, the science fiction genre has always piqued our interest of what is and what can be. With that said, let's take a look at the best of science fiction in 2024. Best Science Fiction Novel. And the nominees are All the Fiends of Hell, Adam Nevill. The Moon is a Harsh Mistress, Robert A. Heinlein. A Canticle for Leibowitz, Walter Miller Jr. Wool, Hugh Howey. The Mercy of Gods, James S. A. Corey. And the winner is A Canticle for Leibowitz, Walter Miller Jr. This is the first win and the first nomination for Walter Miller Jr. A Canticle for Leibowitz was released in 1959 and was a Hugo Award winner for Best Novel in 1961. We all have something that scares us, be it the big greasy monster or that coming-of-age moment that hit a little too soon. No matter how old we get, we never seem to tire of scaring ourselves. With that said, let's go ahead and take a look at the best in horror of 2024. Best Horror Novel. And the nominees are Come With Me, Ronald Malfi. Boys in the Valley, Philip Fracassi. The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, Grady Hendrix. The Hollow Places, T. Kingfisher. Slewfoot, Brom. And the winner is Boys in the Valley by Philip Fracassi. This is the first win and first nomination for Philip Fracassi. Boys in the Valley was released in 2021 and was a British Fantasy Award finalist for Best Horror Novel in 2023. I think being transported back in time many years ago and learning about the history of humanity is something we can never learn enough of. But if you can find a way to make it entertaining, well, then that's the good stuff. So let's go ahead and take a peek at the best in historical fiction in the year 2024. Best Historical Fiction Novel. And the nominees are The Last Kingdom, Bernard Cornwell. Slewfoot, Brom. World Without End, Ken Follett. The Queen of Bedlam, Robert McCammon. Streets of Laredo, Larry McMurtry. And the winner is Streets of Laredo, Larry McMurtry. This is the first win and the first nomination for Larry McMurtry. Streets of Laredo was released in 1993 and was a finalist for the National Book Award in 1994. For the next two categories, our nominees find themselves standing alone as the sole entrant and recipient of each award. First, for Best Short Story or Novella Collection, the winner is Stephen King, You Like It Darker. This is the first win and the first nomination for Stephen King. You Like It Darker was released in 2024 and debuted at #1 on the New York Times fiction bestseller list. Lastly, for Comic or Manga of the Year, the winner is Eiichiro Oda with One Piece. This is the first win and first nomination for Eiichiro Oda. One Piece was first published in 1999 and has sold 516 million copies, making it the best-selling manga series in history. Thanks for tuning in, and we hope you'll join us for night number 2. We'll be celebrating heroes, villains, even animal companions, and maybe some couples as we dig into the rest of the best of 2024. Thanks for tuning in, and we hope to see you soon. Hey guys, so if you stuck around the video this long, I just want to kind of give a little backstage peek kind of thing about what exactly happened with this. It might seem like it's a little rushed or underproduced and overproduced in the wrong places. I'd actually started planning for this deal back in like September, and it's one of those things I just kept putting off. I made my categories and all that stuff, and once I was finally able to nail down all the winners, started doing like all my sound bites and all that stuff. And if you might remember, I had the computer issue, and the computer issue happened, and I had to take my computer to shop, and I lost a lot of the stuff I'd already made. So really, it was one of those things where I was trying to start over, and I didn't have very much time. And then, the holidays were over, and I got back to work, and you know what that's like after you take some time off for the holidays. So this is one of those things where I wasn't even going to put this stuff out, the little bit that I have. I'm still going to do it. I want you to understand this isn't the final form. It's one of those things I had planned much, much more than what it actually turned out to be. I mean, I wanted to have like guest presenters and things like that. It was something I was going to have a good time with. But now that I'm looking back on it, I'm thinking, maybe I can look at this as like a first draft, the first annual everything. No, it's nothing works like Ian Hammond says, or not Ian Malcolm, John Hammond. It's like John Hammond says, when Disneyland opened, nothing worked, but nobody got ate. Here's the thing: is I want to make sure that I make this like a little better, but I want to recognize some of those books and those authors and those series and things from 2024 that I can't really just do in my top 10 books of all time or my bigger disappointments. I want to recognize a lot of things. There's a lot of great stuff that happened in 2024 in reading that I want to talk about that I can't talk about just in a top 10 video, So that's why I went ahead and I'm going to go ahead and release all this stuff slowly. I don't know that I'm going to have all 3 nights done because I do have to re-record all those voiceovers and all that stuff, and it's just with this ice storm that's hitting here in Houston today, who knows if that'll actually be able to happen this week. But just know I am going to put it out, and I'm glad. Thank you for the people that were vocal and saying that I should go ahead and do it, because you may realize, like I said, it gives me something to kind of aim for next year and say, here's how I can improve upon it. So I don't want you guys thinking, oh wow, this is the best you can put up. It's not. Anytime I move the camera here, I feel like it's a little bit of a difference, because it's not really my thing, or the dressing fancy, or the doing the speeches and stuff. That isn't really like the kind of content that I make. But I want to do something special for like an end of the year, a black tie event, as it were. So I hope you guys appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys had a good time. If you aren't interested in it, I fully understand. And if you don't want to come back for nights 2 and 3, I get that as well. But it's something I feel like it deserves to see the light of day. Like I said, more so to recognize a lot of those things that I couldn't talk about just in a top 10 video, because a lot of great stuff I read this year that didn't get any recognition when I was doing my top 10 of the year. And breaking it down by categories, I think helps a lot. Having nominees. I think a nomination is important, when you look at these kind of things. And I love award shows. I think that they're really entertaining when they are just about celebrating the books, and that's kind of what I want to replicate here. And like I said, look forward to the second annual. We'll get those going in December of 25, and maybe to be like a more polished product. But night two, I'm going over a ton of categories that I didn't touch today. I just want to kind of get like those big genre ones in this first one. The second one, I'm going to kind of look at things like best hero, best villain, best couple, things like that. And then the final night, obviously, will be like best author, best book, all those kinds of things that I feel like you would have if you were at a major award show and you get to like best director and things like that. That's all be for the final night. So I hope you guys will stick with me, and I appreciate you guys letting me take a minute here, if you stuck around the video this long, to talk about what the actual original goal was for this, why it didn't quite turn out that way, and why I'm going to go ahead and release it anyway. And I hope you guys did have a good time, and let me know down below, what you think I should work on. I love to hear some constructive criticism to see what I can improve upon. I'm not a really big video editor or anything like that, so I know it's never going to be anything super fancy. But I hope it was entertaining for you if you did stick around. So drop in the comments, guys, and let me know how you're feeling. I really appreciate you, and I'll talk to you there.